Hello and welcome back, my friends. We were with the chapter Periodic Classification of Elements. In the last class, we saw how Dobereiner and Newland tried to classify the elements, but that classification was a failure. Dobereiner was able to classify the elements into groups of three called as triads. So he could not classify, he could not arrange the elements which were available at that time. At that time means in the year 1817, right? Dobereiner did his work in this year. He was not able to classify the known elements at that time into triads. Later on, a new vision was given by the next person who did a remarkable work, but due to some limitations, his periodic table also failed, and that was Newland. Okay, what did Newland do? He classified, he arranged the elements in increasing order of the atomic mass, and he gave us a simple table-like format. But he said that every eighth element possesses the property similar to the first. It was okay for few elements, but later on, what he said that every eighth element will behave like the first. No, it did not happen. Okay, and he was able to classify elements only up to calcium. Then in the last class we had discussed few more limitations were there. Two metals and all were kept together with halogen. Then one metal was kept with non-metal iron. Remember? So because of all these limitations, the periodic table also did not see light. Now and that happened in the year 1866, right? When Newland gave his period of octaves, when Newland gave his law of octaves, that time itself one person was preparing himself. He referred to the work of Newland and he gave us a periodic table which we call as Mendeleev's periodic table. And this happened in the year 1869 he started his work, and till 1872 he carried forward his work. Russian scientist, that is Dmitry Mendeleev. Okay, he was a Russian scientist, he was a professor. He referred to the table given by Newland, sat and saw the limitations, the advantages, and then he came up with a new classification, and it is called as Mendeleev's periodic table. Mendeleev's periodic table. He made separate cards for each element. What did Mendeleev do? He made separate cards. On one card he wrote the name of the element which was available at that time. Like that, this person, Mendeleev, was able to classify, was able to accommodate. He was able to accommodate all 63 elements which were known at that time in his periodic table. He had made separate cards for each element. What all things did he consider in classification of elements? He considered the physical and chemical properties of elements. In classification, physical and chemical properties means what all things did he consider? He considered the melting point of elements. He considered the density of elements. Okay, so all 63 elements cards he made. He wrote the density, then melting point. Then when the elements reacted with hydrogen, how did they behave? Such compounds are called as hydrides of elements. When an element reacted with hydrogen, those compounds which are formed are called as hydrides of elements. Example I will give you. Oxygen combined with 2 hydrogen atom, H2O. So this is an example of hydride. Okay. Then another thing, he compared when the elements behaved, when they reacted with oxygen, how did they behave? So oxides of metals, like melting point he considered, density he considered. When they reacted with hydride, the hydride forms of elements he considered, the oxide forms of elements he considered. So this way he considered the physical and chemical properties of elements, and successfully he gave us the periodic table which we call it as Mendeleev's periodic table. Okay, understood? Now let us discuss the features of Mendeleev's periodic table. What all were the features? What all were the special characteristics of Mendeleev's periodic table? Mendeleev's periodic table had some horizontal rows, 7 horizontal rows, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 horizontal rows and 8 vertical columns. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. 8 vertical columns. The horizontal rows he called as periods and the vertical columns he called as groups. Okay, first characteristic. What did he do? He was able to classify all 63 elements. Whatever elements were known at that time, 63, he was able to classify them. He was able to put that in his periodic table. Okay, I told you Mendeleev was a very far-sighted person. He had given us this table seeing the future. When he gave this table, he said that, see, whatever I have given in this table may change, because we know that science, according to the new evidence that we get, the laws keeps on changing. Okay, the science is progressive. Anytime you can add new things into that. Depending upon that, he gave us this table. Okay, Mendeleev's periodic table looked somewhat like this. I told you, he did various scientific experiments and gave this table. Not just by observing the elements, he did not group it into 8 or 3, not like that. He did some scientific experiments and he gave this table considering the future. He said that in future, many new elements may be discovered. Okay, and this was the table that he gave. Now you can see, I told you, he considered the physical and chemical properties like oxides of the elements. So the RO means oxides of the elements, and RH3, where there is H, it means hydrides of the elements. Now for the time being, you need not worry about all these things. In those days, oxides and hydrides were written like this, whereas now we write how you write the oxide of magnesium, MgO. How you write oxide of iron, Fe2O3, Fe2FeO. This way you write, no? Where you write it down, whereas here 2 and 3 written up. Okay. Then he said that the Mendeleev's periodic table consists of 7 horizontal rows and 8 vertical columns, as you can see here. Then he arranged the elements in what was the fundamental property which he considered? He considered the atomic mass of the elements, like Newland. Newland also considered atomic mass of the element, and he arranged the elements in increasing order of the atomic mass. Element with the least atomic mass he kept first, like hydrogen, and then he kept on arranging the elements. So he also considered atomic mass as the fundamental property. Then what else he said? He said that when the elements are arranged in increasing order of their atomic mass, elements, those who are having similar physical and chemical properties, they repeat at regular interval. Means what? Suppose when the elements are arranged this way, now hydrogen, and then you have lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and then next what is coming is sodium. So after a definite time interval, now there is a similarity between sodium and lithium. Physical properties and chemical properties of sodium and lithium are somewhat same. So the properties are repeated after a definite interval of time. He gave the Mendeleev's periodic law, which is stated like this. The properties of elements are periodic functions. Periodic functions means the properties repeat at definite interval of time. Means here after oxygen, fluorine. Below fluorine you have chlorine. So fluorine and chlorine, they both have some similar properties. Okay. So what is Mendeleev's periodic law? The properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic masses, because he considered atomic mass as a fundamental property in classification. Repeat with me, what is that Mendeleev's periodic law? The properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic masses. Let's discuss about the merits of Mendeleev's periodic table. Just go through the table. The first merit of Mendeleev's periodic table, as I told you, it has followed all the rules of science. He said that, now this table that I am giving, I am not saying that this table will be fixed. No. In course of time, because of various experiments to be done in future, this table would be revised. So he gave more importance to the progressive nature of science. Now, the merit that you can see here, the first thing that he corrected atomic masses of certain elements. Now, you have to remember one example only. Earlier, the atomic mass of beryllium was given to be 14.09. Remember, 14.09. If you have your friend's birthday on 14/09, remember like that. Atomic mass of beryllium was revised from, earlier the atomic mass given was wrong, 14.09. It was revised to, the revised value is also in this number only, 9.4. Okay, 14.09, 9.4, no, 9 year, 4 year, like that you remember. So when the atomic mass was corrected to 9.4, beryllium came before boron. B for boron, okay. Beryllium was placed before boron, as you can see here. Be, beryllium, boron. How will you remember this also? Clue I'll give you. Beryllium, Be, boron, Bo. Alphabetical order wise also beryllium will come first, boron later. Okay. So beryllium position was changed to, it was kept before boron. This was the first merit that you have to remember. Okay. Then I told you this person was a genius person, no? He saw future, and you can see some vacant place here, right? He saw the future. He said that there will be a time when some new elements will be discovered, and he predicted the atomic mass of these elements. Also, he predicted the physical and chemical properties of these elements, which were yet to be discovered. Isn't he genius? Okay. Yes, people were not able to classify the known elements, and Mendeleev, he predicted the elements which would be discovered later along with the properties of those elements. That's why you see this vacant place. In this vacant place, he put a dash and he said, see, the atomic mass will be this much and it will be placed here only with aluminium. It will be placed in the same column with aluminium, in the same group with aluminium, because that element which will be discovered will have similar properties to aluminium. Same way, few more empty place you will see. Like that, he was able to predict the elements which would be discovered in future with the physical and chemical properties. And when these elements were discovered, actually, the predictions which were made by Mendeleev was somewhat the same. Next outstanding prediction that he did was, as I told you, he predicted the elements which would be discovered in future. And he gave, Mendeleev's prediction was like this. You have to draw this table. Mendeleev's prediction. Okay, Mendeleev predicted the name like this. And the actual name of the element was this way. Actual element. Okay. He predicted name of some elements like Eka, boron. Another prediction was Eka aluminium, Eka boron, Eka aluminium, and Eka silicon. Okay, silicon. This was the prediction by Mendeleev. Later on, the actual element which were discovered, which had properties similar to boron, Eka boron was scandium, Eka aluminium was gallium, and Eka silicon was germanium. Okay, you have to draw this table. The moderator will be impressed. Okay, if you draw this table. This was Mendeleev's prediction and this was the actual element. What did Mendeleev say? The element would be, he gave the name as Eka boron. Boron was already there. So, this element had properties similar to boron. So, he gave the name as Eka boron. And later on, the element which were discovered was scandium. Eka aluminium, Mendeleev's name. Mendeleev gave this name. Actual element was gallium. Eka silicon, germanium. Now they ask this as match the following or objective type question. And I will give you a clue how to remember it order wise. Okay, very easy. BAS, this you remember. Bus, BAS, bus. SC Gagi, bus. SC Gagi, what? Bus. Huh? SC Gagi, Gagi. SC Gagi. I'm not talking about any caste. Bus SC Gagi. Okay. So bus B means scandium. A. Eka aluminium means gallium. Eka silicon means germanium. Now, as I told you, Mendeleev was able to state the properties, physical properties and chemical properties of the elements. According to his prediction, Eka aluminium. According to Mendeleev's prediction, the element was Eka aluminium and the actual element was gallium. What Mendeleev said, before the element was discovered, he said, we will get one element whose atomic mass will be 68. And when we got to see, the gallium was very close. The atomic mass was 69.7. Great, right? According to Mendeleev, he said the density of this Eka aluminium, will be 5.9. He said like this, the density will be 5.9. And actually, if you got to see, it is 5.94. Okay, then coming to melting point, he said the melting point of this element will be low, and actually it is low. The melting point was found to be some 30.2 degree Celsius. Okay, then he said that the formula of chloride means when this element will react with chloride, the formula will be, that metal was considered to be E. When the metal, later it was gallium, when the metal will react with chloride, the chloride form will be of this formula, ECl3. And you got to see gallium chloride, GaCl3. Then he said that the formula of oxide will be E2O3. So in place of E, gallium also behaved the same way, Ga2O3. When gallium reacted with oxygen, the oxide form had the formula Ga2O3. Okay. And last, he said that the nature of the oxide will be amphoteric in nature. Now here, what is the meaning of amphoteric? In the coming days, I'll tell you. For the time being, you have to remember this table. Okay, amphoteric nature, amphoteric oxide, amphoteric nature was the nature of the oxide. So this was the prediction done by Mendeleev, and this was how it actually had the physical and chemical properties, somewhat the same. The merit of Mendeleev's periodic table was that later on, when noble gases were discovered, noble gases means inert gases, no? Inert gases were discovered. So without disturbing the table, he made one more group he added, and that group he dedicated for the inert gases. Without disturbing the table, he could fit the inert gases which were discovered later. And that new group which was created for noble gases, that group was called as zero group elements. In zero group elements, which all elements were placed? The inert gases like argon, helium, all these are inert gases, These were placed in the zero group elements. So these are the merits of Mendeleev's periodic table. Isn't it easy? So like I explained, you have to remember the numbers. So you have to learn what is Mendeleev's periodic law. Then we saw what are the merits, what are the features. Now I will give you a small work. I told you, Mendeleev predicted it as Eka boron, Eka aluminium, Eka silicon. Why did he use the word Eka? Please search and find it out. Okay. So with that, in today's class, what did we learn? We just recapped the Dobereiner's triads, Newland's octaves. Then we learnt about Mendeleev's periodic table. Okay, a genius person. He saw far-sighted man's periodic table. Merits we discussed, features we discussed, and I gave you one small work. Now when we are meeting next time, you should be thorough with the merits. Okay, and in the next class, we'll see what were the demerits of Mendeleev's periodic table. Till we meet for the next time, take care. Bye children.